Hey everybody, there goes the Thailand Post, the mailman. I was a mailman for years. You rarely see the mailman out here delivering door to door. I think they just pull up to the building and toss them a bundle of mail. I'll see the security guard putting it in the mailboxes. And there's the La move. Not sure what they're doing. It looks like moving packages out of the big truck onto the motorbike to deliver in the neighborhood. Yeah, they get some heavy-duty use out of these motor scooters. I am taking off from my condo. I'm a little ways, halfway up Sukhumvit, Soi 26, by the Four Kings Hotel. I love this area. I can be down at the BTS in about 7 or 8 minutes, depends how fast I'm walking, or in the other direction, 8 minutes or so. I'm at K Village, the Big C, and the Lotus Shopping Center, where Soi 26 hits Rama 4. But I'm going to show you this interesting little back area. I've shown it a couple of times, but I think it's worth repeating. Again, this is the taxi stand right in front of the, what do I call it, the Four Kings Hotel, the Four Wings Hotel. I do that over and over. I think it's a Vegas thing. And there's something Kings Hotel. But just down the way at the end of this string of traffic is Sukhumvit, and the BTS is to the left. And then if we head off in this direction, you'd hit the shopping areas. We're going to go up here and take a right at the fancier Crom Condo. And then I'll show you that little back area. There's a building back there I like, the Dwell. And there's another kind of popular building. What is it called? The Seed. I think my buddy lived in there. He said it was a little inconvenient to head to the BTS every morning. He has to wear a shirt and tie, and yeah, if you're on a schedule, it might be worth paying that extra money to be less than 5 minutes from the train. But if you're retired or a little bit more flexible, you work at home, don't discount these areas. 10 or 15 minutes away. I wouldn't go much further than 15 minutes. There's just no reason. Tierra Nuru, that popped up about 6 months ago. Tierra Nuru exclusive hosted vintage club. Okay, jacuzzi and shower. Nuru, soapy and traditional. Nuru's that it's like a seaweed gel, I think. It's a type of I could be wrong, Japanese massage. They kind of seaweed gel you up and slide all over you. But right here, and it has a little bit of a tricky name, we're just a short distance up 26. The chapter night market is straight ahead, about where that whatever that is, the ice cream man and the Crom Hotel he just turned in, or not Crom Hotel, Crom Condo. But right here on this street, you can see it points to the Madison Suites. That's back there. This is still part of Soi 26, although this is the main 26. It kind of spider webs off. Let me get out of the way here. There's also a Swiss. Okay, I thought that was up on Soi 20. It must have moved back over here. But from this building, the Dwell, to walk to Phrom Phong BTS, I'd call it about the same, 8 minutes. You can walk over to, there's oftentimes a couple of taxis standing by right in front of these two buildings, motor taxis, motorbikes. But you can walk over to my building in the 7-Eleven and jump on a bike for, it used to be 10 baht, now they're charging 20. I get it. Gas is going up in price. Now that is the fancy Crom building. You can easily spend 60, 80, 100,000 baht for a penthouse unit in there. Or you can come over here to the Dwell on 26. And I'm not sure what they're going for today. But I'm going to guess it's less than 30,000 baht, maybe even some 25s in there. I looked at a place up on the 8th floor. Now this was a little over 2 years ago, and it was 16,000 baht negotiable. Again, I hate to throw out prices because they change. And this little tuk-tuk, I think, is pulling out of the Seed. Yeah, the Seed Musi. But this Dwell, they're not huge units. Well, they're not bad. Not huge balconies, but I want to say 35 square meter. And it had an interesting swimming pool. It was very long, maybe enough for 2 people to swim laps. The Dwell. Here comes a Porsche. There's all kinds of beautiful homes tucked away back here. Ooh, it's pretty hot. It's about right here. The motor taxi guys are usually standing by in the morning. I don't think they have a tuk-tuk running down to the BTS. There's one in there, but it looks like, yeah, right there. I've never seen it on the road, so my building doesn't have that tuk-tuk service. I don't like it anyhow. They normally take off on the half hour during the rush hour, and then they cut it back to on the hour. So it doesn't really work out for my schedule. Now here's the Musi Seed. And that's another choice. I'd say less than a 10-minute walk to Prom BTS. We're gonna go around the corner, and we're getting a little further away from BTS Prom, and I'm actually gonna wind around. Right there is Sukhumvit Soi 30.5, the Waterford building. That's a cool building, and it is getting closer to Thong Lo BTS than Prom. Right there where the UOB building is, that's the Prom BTS. To give you a little judge on where we're at. So let's walk around the corner here. Now this little private street here, I've been up there before. You can't rely on the gate being open. There is a condo at the end of the street, and if the gates are open, you can kind of pop out to where we're heading today. We're gonna kind of wind around back here in the neighborhood and then pop out over there by, I can't remember, I want to say Sukhumvit Soi 34, and then we'll be very close to the Thong Lo BTS. We watch bikes coming around the corner. Those big buildings way off in the distance are right by Thong Lo BTS. So it's just another way to get over there. I'm more just out for a walk and showing you the area, showing you some different options back here. There are some cool buildings, but it still comes with a Prom address. And then when we switch into a Thong Lo address, it's kind of like trying to find a cheap condo with a Beverly Hills, whatever that is, 90210. It's just gonna be few and far between. Now there are some older apartments right here with this motor taxi guys hanging out on the left. I'll take you up that little street. I think it's called San Fernando building. And they're big old units, 70, 80 square meter. I think they accept pets, but it comes at a price of 40, 50,000 baht for these big 2-bed, 2-bath units. So I'm turning up or off of Soi 26, and this is still Soi 26, I believe. It looks like Boone's dog. There's a lot of Chihuahua type mixes around town. So here's another interesting building. And this is just a big, beautiful home. Wow, that's a nice compound, beautiful pool. Maybe that Porsche came out of there. There's some real wealth in Bangkok. And of course there are poor people. There are poor people anywhere in the world, but there are also some very, very rich people running around this town. I'm not in that category, but I'm comfortable living here, and I can afford to do many more things on my pension. What is this building called? The Oceana? I watched them build this building a couple of years ago. Oh, I said San Fernando Court. It's San Francisco Court. Now, every time I walk in here 2 or 3 times, dogs are just running around. It's kind of a casual place. And I don't know. I just see stairs, so I assume there's no elevator. Many of these buildings, this building, that building over there, that building in the back. I talked to somebody who was out walking their dog, and they were the ones that told me it was about 45,000 baht. Now that was a while ago, so who knows? Huh, looks like somebody set up a little food stand right at their home. That's cool for the neighbors, and they had a grab food sign. This little construction site has been going on for a while. Amy, Sukhumvit 26. And I'm pretty sure it dead ends down here. I don't want to be filming a bunch of children at the end there, so maybe I'll spin a U-turn. But there you go, just an example of some older buildings. They might have a Thai wet bath, but if you need that extra space and you're okay with call it a less than a 15-minute walk to the BTS, that might work out fine. Just as I was walking out of that San Francisco court, an expat family and their young kid were walking in. So that's a nice option for a family who needs the extra size. Now let's walk back onto the main Soi 26. And there's no way to get from this back area over to, well, this isn't the main 26, this is a little fork. I live on the main 26. There's no way to get from here over to the big 26, which goes up to Rama 4, that I know of. I asked an expat guy who was walking a dog about a year ago down the way, and I said, hey, is there one of those office buildings you can slide through the parking lot? And he said he didn't know of any way. He has to come back out and walk around just like I did. Noah Kitchen, spicy chicken rice soup. I'm not sure if this has changed hands. I thought it was oh no, okay, neighborhood burger. I was gonna say, I thought it was a burger place. A couple of international kindergartens down here. There's the first kitty care in the RE place. Yeah, see, I was asking them, and I actually walked in there. You see the wall at the end? I thought maybe this goes all the way through to the street I live on, but no such luck. I'm always looking for those little shortcuts. And this is an office, 6 stories. There's a larger, whatever it is, 10 or 12 story building. Private homes. Okay, that building, that's on the, I think that's on the other street we're wrapping around to. Here's those, I think I called it the Madison Suites, but the Mandison. I think I walked through there at one point. Yeah, I did. There's also a wall back there. I thought maybe this larger building would pop out. In other words, if you lived over here, that would be your shortcut to walk over to the street that take you up to the Big C and Lotus. And they're right on the other side of that building. I believe there is a private gate that you need the key fob to buzz in on this side and buzz out on the other side. So here's that other kindergarten, the Vanessa. I don't know what they cost. I've had a few friends tell me the international school prices are no joke. Rico's Bangkok and Rika restaurant. All right. Here's an example of some nice townhomes. This is maybe a fourplex. Or maybe a 3. Now right here, you'll probably see this guy make a left turn. That is what we're eventually going to do. That car's going straight, but right there, if you go left, you can see it says, this way to Sukhumvit Soi 34. I see the 34 anyhow. And this is the LJ or LT court. Interesting that, oh, I was going to say that was a window AC, but it's not. So yeah, we're going to go over here, and right there, the motorbike at the end of the street, he'll go left, and then you eventually pop out down on Sukhumvit, Soi 34 by Thong Lo BTS, but I'm going to take you down here. Now, this is a ways from BTS Prompong, but it's just an interesting, mellow area right in the heart of Bangkok. I get a lot of comments about, yeah, Bangkok looks okay, but it's just too much hustle and bustle. I mean, back here, you might as well be in Isan. It's just super mellow. You can hang out back here for 6 days out of the week, and then that one time, head over and meet your buddies. One of the Irish pubs or whatever you want to do. I'm just saying there are alternatives even here in busy Bangkok and lower Sukhumvit to find a nice quiet little area. I'm wondering if this Chesa, if you want to Google, I'm still going to go down there and show you that building, but yeah, she's walking her dog. Let her do that, and I'll show you this building. Yeah, Chesa Swiss Cuisine, which is a little unusual, a Swiss restaurant in Bangkok, but I know I saw the one kind of by the deck on Sukhumvit Soi 20, or what's the new sports bar? Sports on 20? And this is that building. Again, it's nondescript, but big, huge balconies. Actually, it looks like you have a nice balcony. That's kind of weird. It looks like they closed up their windows on the one bedroom, but the one on the top floor, balcony off the bedroom, I would assume, and then one off the living room. So sometimes you can find some hidden gems. And as you can see, I was off. I thought that building was more towards the end of the street here, but it just dead ends into this private home. And if they're still here, the last time I was here, which was about a year ago, there were these fluffy chickens running around. I don't want to scare any security guards or anything. I don't see the chickens. I try to be a little discreet, walking around with this camera, and if somebody were to look down, hey, I got a mighty guard dog coming to say hello. But yeah, this is a little smaller than I remember, but size-wise and garden-like setting, terrifying guard dog, it has it all. I have no idea what it costs. Now this says it's the Bamboo Court on 38? No, we can't be on Soi 38. So it's still probably a Sukhumvit Soi 26 address. Another little private compound down here. And that building is right on the other side of the K Village. Again, if there were a way to kind of sneak through this area to go over to that K Village, and you have a Via Market, you have the Big C and Lotus, that'd be great. But I think you have to go all the way up, make that U-turn where I started. And I just talked to that young lady walking her dog. She told me the Swiss restaurant recently opened. What's it called? Chesa. So I'm pretty sure this is the Chesa from Sukhumvit Soi 20. Another beautiful home. I'm not sure if they opened a second location or it moved. But if you're in need of your Swiss cuisine, hop in a grab and come on down here. It might be a little tricky to find. It's really not, but it's quite a walk from the BTS. That's the one thing with a street like this Sukhumvit 26. It just goes off in 4 different directions, like a fork. Giving you an idea of where we're at. That is Sukhumvit, and that's not even on Sukhumvit. It's tucked away just a little ways, but it's very close. The Waterford. Those are big units as well. Just a Swiss cuisine. I looked at a couple of units in the, and I'm mixing up the Waterford and the Waterford Diamond, so you'll have to excuse me, but Sukhumvit 30/1. It's some type of Waterford. Yeah, the last time I was here, this sign was not up. There's some beautiful townhomes right next door, and that is where we're going off in that area. That's the high rises of Thong Lo. You know, I'm gonna walk over there. I've never been to the end of the street. I'm curious if that little building's on this street. But that Waterford, it has some nice large units, and there used to be the international school right across the street. I don't know, right at the bottom of Condo BTS. I don't know the exact street, if it's so 51 or 53. Yeah, maybe 53. And it moved up to en route. So as I was looking in that building, a guy was telling me, hey, I don't know, but I think a lot of units are going to become available. This was about a year ago, because many of the families are moving up closer to the school and en route, somewhere down Soy 77. Nice little lush area. Dr. Bear. Huh. Oh, yeah. No, still that building's on the other street that I'm walking on. Okay, I saw him go left. I had no idea this made a little horseshoe back here. I really need to get a motorbike and get out and maybe hook the GoPro up to it and just explore every single one of these little areas. This is just a nice home. Oh, okay, I know where I'm at now. So this is the JSK Mansion. Yeah, see, I didn't know this all hooked together. So this JSK Mansion, I've actually known two people over the years that have stayed there. Now, from here, you are closer. We're gonna go off in this direction to go to Thong Lo BTS. But when I came down the main 26, and I told you I'm gonna go down and look at the chickens, that is the main well, I'm gonna backtrack just well, I keep saying the main 26, the second main 26. I guess the main one goes all the way to Rama 4, but I'm backtracking to, I'm not gonna walk all the way to the end of the street. You get it. Off to the right is where I came from, and that San Francisco court is back over in this area. But I wanted to show you this raw oyster bar. Oyster, lobster, mussels. I don't know if it's open for business right now. This is the raw bar and a shabu, but pretty nice. All right, so let's assume we backtracked from where I thought the fuzzy chickens were, and we're going this way. We're gonna take a left turn. Interesting building there. What was it, JSK Mansion? We're gonna take a left. I think we've now moved from Phrom Phong to Thong Lo, and we're gonna wind around the neighborhood. JSK Mansion. Whenever it says mansion like that, it's normally an apartment building. Be careful around these corners. As compared to some motor taxi drivers. As compared to a condo. Be a little careful when you see mansion in Hong Kong. It's normally a really older type building. Not so much here in Thailand. It just kind of means it's an apartment instead of condo. Now, there's not very much room. Every time I come through here in a taxi, somebody has to pull over to let the other car go by. I forget the name of this little hotel up here on the left. And then just past that is a pizza place. I think I had the pizza from there once, but I have my go-to spot. Yeah, the Home, H-O-M-M. Not a huge hotel. Oh, I didn't see this. The Kaze 34. So this is saying we've now switched over to Sukhumvit 34. Now, see, this is ideal. A beautiful home like that with a private rooftop. Throw a hot tub up there, maybe. You're living nice. So we're gonna go down the way, and straight ahead is that. Keep pointing out that Waterford building, just as a landmark to where Sukhumvit is. And from here, we'll go to the end of the street, take a right. Some beautiful condos down that way, and then we'll make a left and we'll be on Sukhumvit. near the Thong Lo BTS. They're really not that far from Prompong to Thong Lo. When you get up, Prakignon to On Nut, that's fairly spread out. And then as you go down the track, they're further apart. This Nana and Nasok, I mean, you can walk in between those two train stations really easy. But the further you get down the way, it's sometimes 3 times as far. So here's that pizza, Ronin. Pretty good pizza. Okay, they do have a little tuk-tuk coming out of the JSK mansion. Again, I wouldn't let the realtor convince you that, yeah, you're 20 minutes from the BTS, but no problem. They have a tuk-tuk that'll run you right over there. Well, they're just not standing by. They have a schedule, and in the middle of the day, oftentimes that schedule's on the top of the hour. I had one of those when I lived in On Nut. In a year, I think I used it 2 or 3 times. It just never worked out. Now here is the gate that I told you is sometimes open. It looks like it's open, but I wouldn't rely on it. And they don't, see there's guards standing by. They don't want you really cutting through there, but for their residents, if you were to walk through here, you pop out right near my home there. At the beginning of the video I showed you. But that's more for the residents to just pop out and walk over to BTS Thong Lo. This nice Thai restaurant, it's really big. Off on the right here. Another beautiful home. Savory Thai cuisine. I always offer to bring Bourne to some of these, I don't know, I'll call them like nicer Thai restaurants, and we've gone to 1 or 2, and she's like, it's nice, but it just tastes the same. So, okay, I don't really need to spend 500 baht on samtam when she likes the 100 baht just as well. Now this is a beautiful building here, the Ming House. Ming House, Sukhumvit 24, Thong Lo zip code. That will come at a cost. Now this little road, not that it's a major shortcut, but if you go down the way, I forget what this apartment complex says. I'll go ahead and walk down there. I think the last time I did, there were some barking dogs. And I can't remember. I thought there was a little shortcut to get over to the Waterford, but it might have been an empty lot that might get built on at some point. And there is a gate here. I've only walked through here 2 or 3 times, and the gate has always been open, but I don't know if you can rely on that. I think this is somebody's home. Beautiful house. Now that, I forget what building that is, maybe the Crest. That is right at the Thong Lo BTS. And there are 2 towers, the big Waterford on the left and the smaller Waterford. I think the smaller one accepts pets, or at least they used to. The big one did not. The big one has a kind of a beautiful pool up on, I can't see in the sun. Right about there, I think, is a pool and restaurant. And it has a big side, plexiglass side, so you can see the people swimming in there. There's some yelling going on over there. And yeah, this is another building. Don't know anything about it. I know they recently painted it. Yeah, I'm just curious if we can. No, I'm gonna say no. Again, I think this gate might be open, but you're walking through, it appears, somebody's home, and that gate right there pops out right at the Waterford. Or maybe this is the lot I was thinking of. Yeah, I'm gonna take back that there's a shortcut. Easy boy. Or maybe it was up here. Nah, this is their backyard. So okay, so much for popping through over at the Waterford. But at least I got back here and looked around. We are 1 block off of Sukhumvit, and it is quiet as can be back here. And there's the backside to that Ming building. I like that building. Any of these like older buildings, and I don't know how old that is, that has these balconies that go the entire length of the apartment or condo, I like. We're gonna go back up here and make a left turn, and we're popping out on the finger of Sukhumvit Soi 34, or maybe this is the only 34. It's hard to keep track. There are not many street signs. And this building is pretty sharp. It's only 4 stories. Okay, they put the name back on the brick up there. That's good. I've been doing a lot of work in this area. Even this building looks like it's getting ready for a paint job. I walked down there before. It's just 2 private homes. Sukhumvit House. Yeah, I don't want to walk in there. See where this chair is? There's a guard standing by everywhere, and there he is. He's doing his job. What's this guy doing? Filming my residence building? Fair enough. Just giving you an idea of the neighborhood. I'm not trying to invade on anybody's privacy. Another nice building. Now this one is less than a 5-minute walk to Thong Lo BTS. I don't know what this is. Somebody's sitting right there with 2 corgis. Beautiful dogs. But it's a nice brick home. Yeah, he's got 2 corgis. See a lot of beautiful dogs around Bangkok. I'm used to $5 dogs from the pound that are a mix of 5 or 6 different dogs. Over here, it's a lot of purebred Chihuahuas and Basset Hounds and on and on. It's the Tidy Deluxe 34. And off to the right, I don't know if it's if it has anything to do with. Let's wait till I get up there before I say anything. I was going to say, I thought it was part of a monastery. It's like a little private garden area. Kasturi Living 34. I think that's newish. And the Via 34. I don't remember these. The last time I was walking around, maybe a year ago. Yeah, off to the where that motorbike is, off to the right. That I'm not sure. The only reason I say that is on the left has something about a monk foundation. So I figured that was their little retreat area. But I'm not sure. Yeah, right here, this, okay, it says it's a nursery. International Nursery. Let me see if I can peek in. I'm not sure what's going on there. I didn't see a lot of plants. Okay, well maybe this is the nursery over here and this little area here. I always thought it had something to do with this foundation. Don't know. It looks pretty official. And here's a massage place. There used to be a X-ray. Okay, it's gone. Right there, it looks like they took the sign down. It used to be an imaging center. I'm looking in there. It looks like it's just a beautiful house. And these are the high rises right by Thong Lo BTS. They are going to be some of the most expensive condos in town. Thong Lo on Sukhumvit. Minute from the train. You're gonna pay for all those luxuries. But see, like this building tucked away back here, you know, if you're okay with just a regular little apartment building, maybe above some businesses, Thong Lo or not, you can probably still find something reasonable. I doubt if it's going to be 8,000 baht, but it probably won't be 30,000. There's a tanning salon. Some Japanese food. Yeah, the other side. Okay, yeah, Buddhist Training Center. I've seen that sign a few times. I guess that's the Buddhist Training Center back there. Okay. That's what I got. And that's it. Soi 34 pouring onto Sukhumvit. And I'll show you how far or close we are to the Thong Lo BTS. Kind of a long walk. It would have been, that's the stairs to walk up to the BTS, but then you walk kind of a ways. It's a large BTS, but we would have been easier just to walk to the top of 26 and then walk down here to 34. But I was just out for a walk. I forget what that is on the other side. I can't see the sign. Soi 40. Nah, I can't see it. But the odd and even do not match up. Wondering if that's Soi. It's gonna say Soi 51. I think that's Soi 51. There's a good Greek place down there, Helena or Helena. And if you want a wake-up call on Thong Lo prices, check out a 2-bed, 2-bath in the Crest. That'll get your attention. I'm sure it's a beautiful building with its Mercedes SUV pulling out. And right there, where all that large signage is, that was the international school. And that is 51 because this is Soi 53 right here. And the main drag in Thong Lo is just up ahead, Sukhumvit Soi 55. You'll find Michelin star restaurants, all these condos back here, probably on Soi 55. It's the main drag. A lot of nightclubs. How do you say that? The Kanye by Sensiri? Yeah, Thong Lo, if you want to hang out in the high society area, Sukhumvit 55 is where the action is. And the Noble Remix. So we're now at the top of Sukhumvit Soi 36. And this is a nice building. It has its own 7-Eleven. And that's the stairs leading up to the BTS. But like I say, you're gonna walk at least 100 meters. Let's see if I can see it. I mean, this gets you up there, but the actual BTS station is tucked away. Maybe not that far. Off in the distance, that is my favorite rooftop bar in town, the Octave rooftop. I don't know what floor it is. Call it floor 50. I don't know. At the top of the Marriott there on Sukhumvit Soi 57. So thanks for hanging out and walking from Sukhumvit Soi 26, the back roads, and popping out here in Thong Lo BTS and Sukhumvit Soi 34 area. I appreciate you watching, and I'll be making many more videos just out here exploring my city. That's Woodball Karaoke. If you're a karaoke fan, you'll find another Woodball next to O'Shea's. up in Sukhumvit, Soy 33/1. So take it easy. Have a good afternoon.